Oh, boring, boring blues, as some posters are saying. This is the dullest football I've ever seen at St Andrews, say another. Well, welcome back to Where Blues Walk. Where do you stand on this particular style of football we're watching? We've got Paul, Carl, Daz and Jason is around somewhere to give us their views on the 2-2 draw with Bristol City. We'll talk about some of the refereeing decisions. Bristol City fans are certain the ref favoured the home side yesterday. We'll get your views on all of that in a second as well. Plus, we're looking at kits and we're asking 7 days to go-ish now to the transfer window. If you're in charge of the club, what one thing absolutely must happen before we get to next Tuesday, the 1st of September. Great to have your company back with us. Thank you for all your comments on last week's video. We are trying so hard not to be an anti-Chris Davies channel. We'll see whether these three are getting any closer to wanting him gone in a second as well. But we know, we get it. But it's 2 games in. You're playing a decent-ish Bristol City side. We will park the Chris Davies stuff for maybe another week, but let's see how we get. Jason's spiralling in. Let's start with Paul then, shall we? Paul, people are calling this most boring brand of football they've watched in years. Are they correct?
Yeah, it was a boring game yesterday. There's no getting away from it. But I think a lot of it was boring because Bristol came with a game plan that it worked. They did exactly what they needed to do. They'd looked at us and said they struggle to break teams down and they're easy to they can be caught on the break. So that's what they did. And they're a good team in on the break. They call it in transition now, don't they? But they're good at soaking up the pressure with 2 big centre backs and then quick on the break with players like Scott Twine and the other players that got that big lump that got up front was a nightmare all game. They lumped it up to him and everything. He just caused problems everywhere he went. It gave both centre backs an issue. I think Newman dealt with him pretty well. I think Clara looked a bit shaky sometimes, but I think they came with a really good game plan. And we were poor, but they were decent. And then when it was going on, if you'd have said to me, it'll be 2-2. There's parts in the game where I thought I'll take 2-2 here because if him up front could head a ball, there'd have been 4-2. He missed 2 sitters with his head. So sometimes you've just got to think they've come, executed a game plan, and we didn't adapt or cope with it.
Okay. Let's look at some takes from the game then, shall we? This one from Tommy says the atmosphere in the stadium is dead, Chris, because the performance is dead. It's so boring. You need to play people in the right positions. You need to start Roberts, etc., etc., etc. We talked about Patrick last week, Carl, but there's a growing clamour for why he's not starting. Is he exactly what this team is missing?
That's a great question. Who knows, right? I mean, I think when he came on yesterday, it was the right change, but he just looked rusty. You know, that Patrick Roberts is quality at this level, right? He always has been and will be for a while, yeah. Is it the answer? I don't know. I think there's more glaring gaps in that squad as basically everybody seems to know what they're going to do apart from the committee of Blues that are doing the recruiting. I don't think he is the sole answer to our problems. But it was good to see him get on the pitch. Like, you know, he's one player I don't think we could afford to lose, for sure.
Daz, this might turn out to be a good point come the end of the season. You never know. But the pile on Chris Davies has started. What's your view on that? Is that fair given that we're 2 games in? You're playing a relatively new side that there aren't many videos of Bristol City to kind of prepare for, is it?
I think the worry. I think that. Listen, I'm Chris Davies in. I am still at the moment, and I will be for a while yet. I think, but the worry for me, I think yesterday was, I think Paul mentioned it. Bristol City came with a plan. We had no plan whatsoever. We looked lost. The players, you've got a defensive midfielder playing in the 10 role, who I don't think made a forward pass all game, and you've got 2 wingers. Well, 1 winger in Vicente who's clearly getting frustrated, but him again didn't take anybody on yesterday. It was, and this new long ball that he's playing now, I can't quite understand this hybrid game he's trying to play. It doesn't seem to be making any sense, and it's definitely not working.
Jason, your views on it all?
I walked away really frustrated with it. I did. I just everything that Blues are good at and everything that we built an identity around for the past 2.5 years, 2 years, was just gone, completely threw everything out the window that we're good at. And I just didn't get I watched that game not fully understanding what we were trying to do. You had a £6 million striker who had no impact on the game bar taking throw-ins, which is worrying. You had a central defensive midfielder in Iwata, in the nicest way, is not good enough to progress. And I don't know about anyone else here, but his substitutions, my God, unless he can never, for me, tactically switch it up. It's just like for like, winger for winger. And at that time, when we were starting to get back into the game, for me, Jay Stansfield looked like the liveliest player on the pitch. He was busting, running everywhere. So he takes him off for a drink driver who has openly admitted he doesn't want to be at the club. Honestly, my head was on Mars after that. I just didn't understand it. You're at home. Chase the game, go and win the game. I don't understand the guy. It's like he's so afraid to step away from his 4-2-3-1, but then he's happy to step away from this passing game and just throw everything out the window. What we've been doing, I don't get it. And yeah, my head, if you can't tell, my head's still on Mars with it. Really, really not happy.
Anyone want to pick Jason up on anything then?
I just think there's no. You can't please everyone all of the time, can you? So last season, people moaned backwards and forwards. So he put a long ball into the team. Now people are going, "What's this long ball? It just gets headed away." We've known for hundreds of years that if you just lump a ball forward in the Championship, it just gets headed away by big lumps at the back. So he tried to play possession football, and then people moaned about it being sideways and backwards. Everyone now plays a style of football that recycles the ball. And unless you're going to, people scream for 4-4-2 on Facebook, and you just sit there thinking, people haven't played 4-4-2 in football for 20 odd years. Like the game changes and it rotates and it gets different. But it just, because there's so many people that are just Chris Davies out, it doesn't matter what he does now. If it doesn't work, they won't go, well, at least he's tried to change it. At least he's tried to do this. They'll just go, no, rubbish, get him out.
He's lost a big chunk of the fan base already. Like a big chunk, I think.
Carl, are you still Chris Davies here?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I was literally dreading it. I was like, I'm going to get splinters. I sit on the fence with it. I can see what he's tried to do with changing the way that we play. So I agree with both Jason and Paul. I get that he's tried to change it because, he realised we needed to be a bit more physical. But at home, he's gone so far away from his philosophy, it feels like he's gone the other way. And it just, do you know what? It stunk of yesterday, and I hate making this comparison. Don't jump at me. When Rooney set up to get that draw against Bristol City just before New Year, before he was sacked, it felt like he was doing anything he could to get a point out of that game. I don't know. I don't know about the others, but the club just feels a bit strange at the moment. It feels a little rudderless, a little lack of direction from everywhere. There are rumours of, Mike Rigg gone from the academy set up, apparently, and it just feels like I don't know what it needs, but it just feels like it's a bit all over the place and there's no real identity, full stop. So I think 2 games in is too early to sack him. But you look at the run of games we've got coming up, we play like we did yesterday, we're going to get slapped in each and every one of them, and he'll be gone by mid-October, if that happens. So
I think my big thing from yesterday is the performance-wise, that can't be your home. That can't be a home performance. You can pull with that away from home, but that can't be the home performance. It's got to be exciting at home. It's got to be try and win. But I do think that at the moment he's currently in a place where he can't win. There's too much to change and do anything. That anything he does, he's going to get a negative from the fans because they've so turned on him. A lot of the big chunk of the fan base has turned on him now, to the point where they're just like, no, unless we're top of the league, 20 points clear, they're going to be Chris Davies out regardless.
Yeah, I agree with that. My biggest gripe with him is that he has set us up so well. Granted, League One was a bit of a bit different because we just absolutely battered it, but he has set us up to be such a controlling possession-based team at home. Like we had, what was it, the 4th best home record last season? I just don't understand why you would come so far away from that. I get we need to be a bit more physical, Well, come on. At home, you cannot be having Iwata, Peck, and John Solis as your midfield three. That is absolutely horrendous.
It's an away setup, and it was away.
Yeah. When we're away at Charlton, where we're getting done over by Nathan Jones, I'm fine with that. No problem. I had no problem with it last week. But at home, you cannot do that. It's for me. It's my head's up miles still.
Wrexham up next. Then obviously we'll get to watch you live on Friday. For Sky Sports, his favourite game, this Birmingham Wrexham thing. This still trying to push three seasons into it, which is ridiculous. Daz, if you were to get a draw against Wrexham, does that constitute a bad start?
I actually think we are going to draw against Wrexham because it seems to be our favourite result there anyway. Yeah. It doesn't constitute a bad start, not in terms of we're in crisis, because we'd be unbeaten still. But by the same token, it's not a great start for a team that's got ambition. Okay. I looked at the way Albion played today, and we look a million miles behind them at the minute.
Yeah. Did you watch the Brighton game, by the way, after?
Yeah, I did watch the Brighton game after.
Okay. That cheer you up
okay. You got to take whatever pleasure we can in this world.
Absolutely. I think I've done all the tweets. Let me just check. We had this one. If you want to keep your job, you must realise Packers at 10. We had that last week. Abatta slows everything down, which Jason and I covered. Stano isn't a left winger, which you've said before. You're going to be your own downfall. I feel sorry for him. It does. I think, Paul, you're spot on. It sounds like, from my reading on Twitter, that just he could win the league this season and there'll still be fans crying out for him not to be the job in the Premier League.
People are saying Pake's not a 10 and Stano's not a winger. He doesn't know. He hasn't looked at it and gone, what else? He's got a Demi-Gray that doesn't look fit to start and no decent number 10 because we just signed Max Bird and then he's out for a month. He's looking at Pake thinking, well, this is probably my best midfielder on the ball that I can put in that position. Because John Solis, as much as he's a great player, in the 10 would be a nightmare. There's nothing you can. At the moment, he's playing the cards that he's been dealt, and I just think that he knows that they need somebody out on the left wing, and he knows that they need a 10. But if you haven't got him, you can't play him, can you?
I think that's the worrying thing, though, isn't it? Sorry, man. I don't know if you guys saw what Jeremy Dale was said before the game, that they're trying to. You should be doing the work. This isn't news, and if you don't give the manager the tools, and like you say to Davis's defence, if he's not given the tools to do the job effectively, he ain't going to do the job. It ain't going to happen.
But everyone else people feel like you can just go out and pick up a good number 10. You can just go out and sign a striker that's going to score you 25 goals. Everybody wants them positions. They're not just readily available. Somebody who can do that job and come in straight away and do it is going to cost you a fortune, and a team don't want to sell him. It's not as easy as just going, we need a number 10. Yeah, we know, but where's this number 10 going to come from?
Yeah, but they bang on about how they've got this world-class AI scouting network type stuff now. We've known since probably the start of last season that we needed a proper number 10, and they should have been. We should have a number 10 in the building by now, not with how many days left it is to go to the window. And the fact for me, which is worrying for me, love him back, but it just seems to me as well we're putting all our eggs in one basket for Osman coming back.
Yeah.
Let's end on a positive for this discussion then. Daz, Phil Newman, quality, as I think somebody said earlier. 5 recoveries, 2 interceptions. I mean, and even in the positives the club are putting out, Ben here was going, well, he's the only player in the whole squad that's actually improved under this manager. Paul, Chris, can you take a bit there? Talk to me about Phil Newman, please. Yeah, absolute quality.
Man of the match for me. He's got stronger and stronger again. I think he outshone Clara yesterday, which isn't an easy thing to do. Although I do think Clara looked like he suffered yesterday. He didn't look right. Newman had a great game. He's solid. He's strong. He started to be a little bit more composed when he's got the ball as well, and he can play a pass. So, him and James Beadle for me yesterday were the only two shining lights out of the whole team.
Well said. If you haven't yet subbed to the channel, then what are you playing yet? Come on, press the button there. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you anything either, so it just helps us grow. And look, there's tons of great Birmingham podcasts there. We're not here to take over them. We're just here to have something different, an alternative, sideways look each week at the Blues results. And we also look at other stuff as well, which now needs to look at these kits. Shall we, as we do annually at this time of the year? Has anyone bought one yet? What's the quality of it like? Oh, there we are. Is it washed well yet? Daz, has it gone through the washer?
I haven't washed it yet. This is the first time I've worn it.
Let's have a look at these then, shall we? I had to wait a while, didn't we, Paul, for from to get. I think you're the last. I think you're the only EFL club, I think, of the '92 that hadn't released the kits.
We hadn't even gotten a away kit released, had we, before the season started? So.
What do we make of these two then, fellas?
I think they're boring. I just think
they're okay. Bit uninspiring. It's just blue and yellow.
We found a yellow away kits. I mean,
I love them.
We've had them before, yeah. I do. I like them but that to me just looks like a Nike template kit that they've gone. Yeah, that'll do. Stick a Blues badge on it.
Yeah. What can you do, respectfully, Paul, with a Birmingham home kit? I mean,
look at the one that Jason's got on.
This is quality. There was a bit of thought that went into this one. That is just like what Paul said. It's a Nike template.
The fact they only ever wore that kit once is a tragedy.
Yeah.
Okay. Third kit not out yet. What colour do we want that to be?
I think it's rumoured to be black, isn't it?
Black and pink, I think. Yeah.
Which I like a black kit. I remember the Phones for You one that was black. That was one of the best blue shirts I've seen.
That was black and blue as well, wasn't it? I think, Paul.
Yeah.
Right then. So, final bit then. One thing that needs to happen between now and Tuesday, the 1st of September, when the transfer window slams shut. I think you've all pretty much nailed what type of player you want. But Paul, if you're in charge of the club, you can have one action. What are you doing? It can't be to set Chris Davies either. So I'm going to ban that.
No,
sorry, Jason.
Yeah, just a few more signings that push for the first team, not squad signings, not someone that is decent from the bench, someone who he's gonna challenge for places. I think that's where we seem to go wrong at the moment. Is just not enough people going, well, I want that spot. That spot could be mine as well. And when one player isn't in the team, somebody comes in and you're not any weaker. I think that's where I would look at it. Whether it's a number 10, a left winger, a right winger, I think any position can be strengthened as long as you bring in the right person.
Carl, the one thing you would do if you're in charge of Birmingham City FC this week would be...
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously signings. I'd probably sign a left winger. That would be the one thing I'd go after. It would release Jay to play more centrally. Again, he's not necessarily the answer to the 10, but he's much better centrally. So, yeah, a left winger.
Sorry.
Well, same as Carl. Completely. I think left winger is what we're desperate for. We're not getting the ball into the box enough in it. The only one who really is Cochrane at the minute, and if we lose Cochrane, we're in trouble.
He's got the best left foot since Martin Granger, as he's
without a doubt.
He's top quality.
Okay. All right, Jason, if you're in charge of Birmingham City Football Club and you had just 7 days to take one action, what would it be? I will let you do whatever you want.
I'll stick with the transfer theme. It's got to be the 10 for me. It's got to be someone who wants to come in and take that ball and just give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. Someone that's going to dictate play, find those little passes for Jay in behind and Chris. That for me is make or break for us. I can cope with Demarai Graham, Stansfield playing out wide, but for me, we need that 10.
Well, we were linked with Scott Twine, weren't we, from Bristol?
Yeah, and then he plays and scores.
And I just think that if he's available, go and get him. Like if you can make that signing and he wants to come, that's a great championship signing. That is.
He might not want to after yesterday.
Yeah.
For me, if they're saying all this stuff about we've got money to spend on those forward positions, I'd be asking the question to Ipswich about Mehmeta. That's who I want. I don't know if he'd come, but I would love Mehmeta. It'd be quality.
Okay. Let's clear up the refereeing decisions before we finish as well. Carl, penalty or no penalty?
Of course it's a penalty. All day long, the penalty. 100%. Ball hits its... If Lyndon Dykers was a penalty against Ipswich last season, that is a Stonewall penalty yesterday. Okay. And I'm not letting that go. I'm still on that from last season.
You are, yeah. Okay.
Stonewall penalty. If that was, so was that.
Disallowed goal, Paul?
I don't. I understand it, that they're saying that he's interfered with the keeper, but then I think the ball has gone into the net. The keeper hasn't dived. He hasn't done anything. He's nowhere near it. Like, it just doesn't... It stinks to me. I just think, how is he interfering when he's so far away from play?
Okay. Bristol City feel a bit aggrieved. Daz, can you see their point of view?
No, not really. No, I think it was a penalty all day long, and there was nothing wrong with that goal. I don't know what everyone's complaining about.
They're saying the ref evened it up. Felt he had to.
But I thought that when he gave the penalty, I hadn't quite seen a handball or anything till afterwards. I hadn't seen it, and I thought I texted my mate and was just like, "Ref's evened it up here. Ref thinks he's evened it up here." And then when I looked back at it, I thought, "No, actually, that's a pen, and we should have had a goal for the offside."
And finally, Jason, when Ballard did put that in the back of the net, did you do a little inward applaud for the quality of the goal?
I just openly sat there and just went, "What a goal! What a goal!"
Okay, good.
I mean, shame it came against us, but Christ, that's probably going to Puskas Award, isn't it? Like,
it's goal of the season, 2 games in, isn't it? I said to my pal, I was like, "There's nothing you can do." He's got his back to goal, the ball's fired into him, and he back heels it into the top corner. Yeah. Like you can't do anything about that.
He'll never do it again either.
Right, good honest chat. Thank you very much, you four. As always, brilliant. We will catch you, obviously. We'll be watching you live on Friday. Oh, we got the cup as well, haven't we? As well.
Yeah, Brentford in the cup. Yeah.
Do we even care about Brentford, Daz?
No.
Okay, good. Super. All eyes on Wrexham then. This Friday, live on Sky. Let us know all your thoughts and comments, and we'll get back to you as we always do. Thank you very much, you four. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Where Blues Walk. Catch you next week.